When students open your course, they will be directed to your materials page. All courses will use the same layout for their materials page to support students and families and help everyone efficiently locate resources. Let's do a walkthrough of the materials page. At the top, there is a weekly schedule. The weekly schedule is color-coded, and again, that color coding goes across all of a student's classes. Let's zoom in on the weekly schedule. The weekly schedule clearly indicates full group and small group meeting times. If teachers choose to have small group meetings, there is a consistent place for students and families to find when a student's small group is meeting. They simply click to the next slide, and they can return to the weekly schedule by clicking on the arrows. Let's navigate back to the first slide with the weekly schedule. The schedule also indicates times when students will have independent work using the UDL icons. Finally, the schedule features a consistent location for synchronous meeting links. Now that we've looked at the schedule, let's look at the folders. You'll notice that work for each day is located in a separate folder. Those folders are named by date and keyword. The folders are color-coded by day of the week to match the weekly schedule. All courses are using the same color coding so that if a student logs in on Monday, they know that they're only responsible for the red folders in all of their classes. Remember that because of the block schedule, each of your classes will only have 3 folders or assignments every week. The next folder that I want to draw your attention to is the Resources and Schoology Help. In this folder, students can find video tutorials to help them with Schoology. You do not need to create these tutorials. You only need to copy them into your course. You might also include things like your course syllabus or links to a textbook in this section. Finally, you'll notice that inactive materials or materials from past weeks are moved into gray folders. These inactive folders are organized chronologically from bottom to top so that oldest work is always at the bottom and newest work is always at the top. At any time, students can open these folders to access their past work. Moving past materials into these gray folders keeps the course landing page clean for students so that all they have to focus on is the current week's work. Let's take a look inside one of the folders for your instructional work. If students click on the Monday, October 5th folder, they would see all of their assignments for the day. Let's zoom in on that folder. You'll notice that the daily materials include numbered tasks to create a clear workflow for students. The numbers are at the end of the assignment name because any of these assignments that you choose to put in your gradebook will have the same name in your gradebook as it has here. After the number, the assignments include the class name, for example, ELA or Science. This is important because on your materials page, students will see all of the work they have for all of their classes. If you don't include the class name in your assignment, students won't know what class their upcoming work is for. Finally, after the subject, materials are clearly marked as synchronous or asynchronous. We'll all use the following key: class meeting, small group, independent, and optional extensions. Anytime you create slides or materials to use with your synchronous classes, make sure to link them in your folder. Whenever possible, embed materials so that students don't have to open them in another page. Let's look at another example of what I mean by embedding materials. Here's an example of an embedded ed puzzle. Students can complete the ed puzzle without having to navigate to the ed puzzle website or sign in. Embedding doesn't only help students, it helps you. For example, if you embed an ed puzzle, students' score can automatically sync to your gradebook. We recognize that Schoology is new and that this might feel overwhelming. We've created a template course where you can copy over resources. For example, to copy the Resources and Schoology Help folder, click on the gear and go to Copy to Courses. In the 2 weeks before school begins, you'll have lots of PD and time to practice copying resources from the template into your own courses. Having a consistent layout requires more coordination at the beginning, But in the long run, it's going to save you time because you're going to have less students and families contacting you, asking you where to find resources, like synchronous meeting times or small group meeting schedules.